Warhammer 40k Darktide is rapidly approaching, and every day brings us one step closer to one of our most anticipated games of the year. Recently, the Fatshark team released a new blog previewing the second class in the game, and we're here to break it all down. Hey there friends, it's Kodiak, welcome to Legacy Gaming. Today, we're diving back into Darktide and taking a look at the veteran Sharpshooter. It's no secret that Darktide is going to focus more on ranged combat, and while melee will still be a big part of the experience, the team has the opportunity to really stretch their wings and focus on both ends of the spectrum. We've already introduced you to the Zealot Preacher, a class more focused on melee combat, but today we shift gears and focus on the range side of things. Now, if we're being honest, the veteran archetype is your traditional shooty boy soldier. There's nothing overly awe-inspiring about the kit, but honestly, that's okay. If things go to the way of Vermintide 2 and there are multiple classes for each archetype, something not entirely confirmed yet by the devs, you'll need these sorts of foundational classes to help ground the entire experience. Now, according to the official website, more than anything else, veterans are survivors. Some persevere through discipline and strict adherence to the regs, others beg the Emperor of Mankind to see them safely through their battles. Yet more are just plain lucky, but most live on their wits and comradeship. Service in the Imperial Guard teaches you to trust the soldier standing next to you, and a veteran, more than any, understands the benefits of teamwork. What I actually appreciate about this blog is that the team isn't just providing us with some lore, but also connecting it to an important gameplay system, coherency, something we've talked about in our Darktide Ultimate Preview video. As a refresher, coherency is the act of staying with your teammates, and the better you do that, the more benefits you gain. Veterans, as they're outlined by the devs themselves, rely on their fellow soldiers to get them through tough scraps, and I really like that they're connecting that system to lore. It just works for me. Now remember, the veteran is the archetype, and alongside the Zealot, Ogryn, and Psyker make up the 4 playable characters in the game. But one layer deeper, we have the class, and in this case, the Sharpshooter. We have no idea how expansive the class tree will get, but if we look back at Vermintide 2, each character had a number of different classes that drastically changed up their moveset, so I would guess, and don't quote me on this, we'll see something similar, only time will tell. Now, as you might have inferred from the name, the Sharpshooter is all about ranged combat supremacy. According to the developers, the Sharpshooter specializes in ranged combat drills, keeping the foe at a distance while bringing firepower to bear against high-priority targets. Though they can spray and pray with the best of them, the Sharpshooters are at their most dangerous when they take the time to place their shots where the enemy is vulnerable. Breathe in, breathe out, blow them away. Bottom line, if you're looking for a standard soldier type, the veteran Sharpshooter is your boy. Or girl, remember, customization. What the Sharpshooter brings to the table is their unique ability, Locked and Loaded. When activated, the veteran's movement is slowed, but in return, they get an increase to weak spot damage, accuracy, and handling. Also, while Locked and Loaded is active, the veteran can sense non-Ogryn elites and special enemies more easily. This functions like pseudo X-ray vision, where those specific enemies get a slight outline, making them easier to spot and call out. What I've finally been able to piece together is how each character's tactical action works. I now believe each character will have their own unique tactical piece of gear, and although it might look like the same generic thing in the world, it'll be unique to whatever character you're playing. Looking back at the Zealot information, you can see they'll have a stun grenade, whereas the veteran will have a frag grenade. And since we're already here, let's just take a look at the rest of the veteran Sharpshooter's fact sheet. We learn that the Sharpshooter will start with the Cantrell Mark 7 lasgun as its ranged weapon, and the standard issue Munitorum Sapper Shovel as its melee weapon. We also learn that the Sharpshooter has passive increases to weak spot damage and ammo capacity, and finally, the coherency bonus, which could be a big deal given the scarcity of ammo Fatshark is known for in this series. The Sharpshooter's bonus gives the character an increased chance of not using any ammo, a very good reason to make sure you're always near your teammates. While the veteran Sharpshooter might not seem like the most original idea in a video game, it's hard to argue the archetype and the class will speak to a vast majority of players, especially those that may not have latched onto Vermintide and Vermintide 2. With a shift away from melee combat and more emphasis put on ranged, it makes perfect sense, at least to me, to have the veteran Sharpshooter as the first class available to players right from the get-go. My only hope is that the team takes some serious liberties and steps outside of that box with future veteran subclasses. Darktide has been one of our most anticipated games of 2022, and you better believe Livid and I will be covering it top to bottom here on the channel. So if you want Darktide content in your feeds, all I ask is that you consider throwing a like on the video and subscribe. It's still the single best way to help channels like ours reach new audiences. I also want to let you know that our 2022 Leave a Legacy charity event is right around the corner. Join us live on stream October 22nd from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. as we raise money for Connecticut Children's. We're giving away thousands of dollars worth of games and awesome prizes, so be sure to save the date and take part in one of our largest events of the year. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.